expenses and then the election receipts.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of our expenses were borne out in the third quarter, the quarter prior.
Right.
We bought a lot of postcards and I did the text messaging and all those other things. So,
We have a lot of postcards left. We still have a thing, half,
well, you have the half, I have the half that was done.
right.
So,
Yeah, half more to go.
yeah, have more to go. So, yeah, we sent out a lot of postcards and we'll get to that as we go through the meeting, the layers on what this election has meant for Bloomingdale Township. But election night was pretty calm. We met at Pollyanna Brewery. It's a lot of our members there. Ian, Dr. Maria Sakul came through, kind of checked out election results. A new member, Sonny Joplin. Some of you have met him. He serves on the college page board as a trustee. He was appointed in the summertime as a trustee. And he's, getting involved in Bloomingdale Township Democratic politics. He's a Democrat, and he will get reelected or he'll get elected for the first time to the 2-year term. So he came out to our election night party, and then we went over to the Bricklayers Union to get more signatures to qualify for the ballot. He submitted them, and now he's on, and that's pretty much election night around the treasurer's report. So. Does that represent your treasurer's report?
Yep.
Okay, great. Can we just pass the hat? And if I can, I'll move on into the officers' reports. They have any questions there? Move on to the office report. I'll put up my kind of presentation of sorts. So let me know, guys, if you see it on the screen. Screen sharing.
Yeah, I see it.
I can see it. I can see it right now. Perfect. So our township, what the election mean for us locally. So this is Bloomingdale Township. We're in the north center portion of DuPage County. Above that line that you see that makes up the 3 townships of the north is North Avenue. And these are often the more conservative townships, the more townships where a lot of Republican voters tend to really populate here. But that trend didn't really hurt us. And we'll go through some of that. Go ahead and expand this.
What do you want to expand?
Okay, there we go. On to the next screen. So our county-wide elected officials did well county-wide. Liz Chaplin got 53 or so county-wide. What that mean in DuPage and what that mean for our county-wide slates. And by our county-wide slates, I mean our judges and auditor, recorder, clerk of the circuit court, the coroner, those positions that are countywide, pretty much performed the way Liz Chaplin did up here in Bloomingdale Township. I mean, it's really a fight back and forth. Like it's 50-50 pretty much here. And we saw a lot of that. This was a great sort of turnout up here because we didn't really see that in our neighboring townships in Wayne and in Addison, where the numbers are a lot lower, 45, 44. Historically, we used to do a lot of 42s up here for our county-wides, and because we didn't really perform at a level, our county-wides couldn't win because they can get all the votes they needed in Downers Grove and Naperville, all those places. But if we didn't kind of perform over here in the Republican strongholds, it sort of took the number back for years. The Democrats weren't getting elected, so we've improved. And what's that?
Could you explain whose numbers we're looking at?
Oh, Liz Chaplin, Nicole Prater. This is the
I understand that, but left and right and up and down.
oh, okay. So Liz is 49.37. Okay, Liz is in this column. Nicole is at 50.63. Liz got 22,567 votes. Nicole Prater got 23,145 votes out of Bloomingdale Township. So this is Bloomingdale Township, all these numbers specific to us, so we, I'll get to the Democratic Performance Index. And what is it, what is that, and, you know, a lot of organizers use that when they're measuring, from the top of the ballot all the way to the bottom of the ballot. You average all those numbers together, it gives you an index, so I'll get to that number. But our index is very competitive up here when it comes to our countywide candidates, so they started at a good place. And these numbers are very similar. So Doris Liz in the primary, Liz countywide. So our performance index was 49.76. So that's what any Democrat can expect from Candace Adams all the way down to Judy Lucas. You know, when they were running here, we average them all together. That's what they can expect out of Bloomingdale Township. That's what they got out of Bloomingdale Township. So our index is right in a competitive place where our candidates are not getting blown out of here like some of our neighboring townships. But we've got competitive in the last 4 years. You know, it happened in 2022 in the primary. We pulled more ballots than Republicans in the primary, and we pretty much did it this time. It's really close. So we've been at that competitive place when it comes to pulling ballots, being competitive in elections now. So that's the DPI, that's the Democratic Performance Index. We average all of that together, and we're sitting in a good spot. As a result, our judges race went well for John Anderson. He got 50.57 out here, so he beat Kent Scorin, one of the most conservative judges here. And John really campaigned here. It's really spoke to the strength of his campaign. He campaigned here the most of any candidate. When we added up, I mean, he was here in the primary once every other week. He went to festivals in Roselle. He went to tree lightings for Christmas. He went to the Roselle Methodist Church, with the mosque, American Legion, Winterfest, Taste of Roselle, Rose Parade, Rose Patrick. Like John pretty much lived up here as far as trying to really be competitive, because he knew while he could run up the vote, the Democrats would run up the score in Downers Grove and Naperville and all these places in New York and Elmhurst, where the county is really won is winning Bloomingdale Township, being competitive here. And he did, paid off. So we can really tip our hats to getting that win in that judicial race. Back some. I gotta go back because we had something key at the top of it that I want to focus on. Top of the ticket. Here we go. So top of the ticket, Kamala Harris won Bloomingdale Township. So she won 48.6. So she had 23,262 votes. Donald Trump had 23,071 votes. She won by 191 votes. That comes out to 2.6 votes a precinct here in Bloomingdale Township. It didn't happen in Addison, didn't happen in Wayne, didn't happen in Winfield, it happened here because, and I'll get into what we did on the field side. But alarming number, however, other number, 3.20. Most of that was Jill Stein taking 2% of that. And you had entire precincts when you go back, you pages numbers where she take 8 to 10% of the entire vote share in some of these precincts. These precincts tend to be our, we have that north-south kind of divide in Bloomingdale Township. Our Catholics live kind of to the north of our Army Trail. Our Muslim brothers live to the south. And a lot of the precincts in Glendale Heights around the mosque and around the other areas went heavily with Jill Stein. You saw some 10%. You saw one precinct, I think it was 59. It was almost like 15 to 20%. So Allen's numbers were held down a little bit here, but she still won, narrowly. But that was a big issue, Gaza and what was going on around that particular issue. But to get the win here is big, to really be 6 out of the 9 townships actually win for the top of the ticket was big. Come in here. So that's our township at a glance. Let's get back ahead. These are the keys to District 4 and 6. So And Rick, he's here for this, so yeah, like 20 precincts or so.
I can't pull up. But,
Yeah.
I won all Bloomingdale precincts except for,
Yeah,
including one in Carroll's training.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so, Greg mirrored,
Yeah,
and Greg mirrored a lot of that, same output. So a lot of our high turnout precincts, are like around Glenbard North. Around Glenbard North, like those precincts that hug Glenbard North are some of the highest, performing precincts in the county. So they really help send Democrats countywide, there. So that area helped offset a lot of what Rick had coming out of Wayne and other places to really give him the win.
I needed Bloomingdale because Wayne killed.
Yeah. No, and
Even though I live in.
and it's the same for Jeff Garris. Jeff Garris, struggles with the same thing. Yes. Jeff Garris gets a lot of his votes out of Glendale Heights to make it over, same with the Lenla plant. So Bloomingdale's kind of like that last mile for a lot of the candidates. And that's what you saw out of District 4 and District 6 wins. District 1, however, we're divided into 3 districts from the county board. Little different result. We didn't get the result we wanted in District 1 for our county board candidate, Dr. Maria Sincool. But something interesting did happen. We had Maria Sincool running for County Board 1, and we had Maria Vesey running for state representative in 48. And while those returns didn't really go the way we wanted them to go, we had 2 key referendums around issues of investment. So issues of investment outperformed our candidates, and we carried a lot of those issues in our bags too. So a lot of referendum stuff from Bloomingdale 13 and the Roselle Library referendum were in our bags as well. 13 was a split result. Bond issue passed, but the limiting rate deal didn't. So they're going to come back and try to figure that out. But the initial investment was passed, and that's big to have investment kind of. We're going through like that shift up here in Bloomingdale. Our candidates start getting the benefits of it. Right now, we're getting added investment in the Roselle Public Library district, the successful referendum. Finally a breakthrough there. This is some of the results on the Cook and the DuPage side combined. So 56%, 44. So it's a good turnout. And was sort of was drawn. That's how it was drawn really to really be in a presidential year where you can get more voters. That was the idea of putting it on this particular ballot. It played out the way planners thought in this case. Bloomingdale results 58, 41. So again, the question of investment outperformed our candidates. Maria Vesey was getting 39% out of all of those precincts, but then the referendum would run 20 points ahead of them. So it was kind of a mixed result, but we know how to message for the future around some of these things. And I'm going to read this to you. This is a bunch of garble, but it'll make sense once I pull it up. Once I pull the text up and read it to you. So, what does the other side say about us? This is what I got from Safe Suburbs America, or Safe Suburbs DuPage, group of Kevin Cohn. I get a little information. I gotta get people in there on other sides that can get you information. I just want to read it to you what they say about us in the elections. There goes. This is Kevin Cohn writing to the Safe Suburbs people. It says, "Thank you folks who joined us for election night, exciting night. Half of our city council came out, good half." He goes, "As we're supporting primarily Republican candidates in a deep blue area of a deep blue state, I can't say that many of our endorsed candidates had good nights. The spending we're seeing from Governor Pritzker is unprecedented in American history. All of these suburban Democratic state reps, candidates have essentially limitless money to run nonstop TV, radio, social media ads. It's overwhelming and proving to be insurmountable, even when we have significant better candidates. Their limitless spending draws out their vote, typically branding all of our candidates as extremists, pro-lifers, and MAGA extremists. And it just kills our candidates on the ballot. It is worth noting that despite the incessant commercials to the contrary, I'm unaware of a single suburban Republican bent on making abortion in all cases illegal. But that's how they have effectively painted most of our candidates, even the ones that have publicly said they are pro-choice. Thank you, Vince. They're referring to each other. It's like they're internal communications. And Raquel for running. This is our Will, talk to Will County board members. Tough duty these days, and we're happy to still have you on the Will County board. The money dynamic will not last forever. Pritzker will find another hobby sooner rather than later. They want him to run for president. And virtually everyone in politics believes it is a foregone conclusion that he is running for president in 2028. As I said on the Core podcast last week, and they're talking about core strategies. It's one of their kind of like political consulting firms, core strategies. I truly do believe once Pritzker is gone, the Illinois Democratic Party is a house of cards that will quickly fall. I've gotten a number of aldermen in Chicago who believe the same thing. Without Pritzker money and his pressure to keep Illinois at least somewhat centered, their party will quickly dissolve into a complete and unmanageable circus. See the Chicago City Council right now. At the beginning of the new year, we look forward to a local cycle. This is a warning for us, to stay vigilant about local elections, where we have a significant better winning percentage, and where I believe we have carried significantly greater impact. We will have strong candidates at the council park races. We are still figuring out what to do with the townships. Thank you all for your countless support. We'll circle back and meet again after the holidays. So. They don't rest. They don't rest. And, speaks of the election. I mean, a lot of us are down from the results of national, but I mean, there are lessons to be learned in the losses. I mean, the pendulum swings in politics so quickly now in the era of social media, in the era of, just communications. I remember like yesterday, my first campaigns working in Alaska Democratic Party. And, John Kerry losing. I'm way in Alaska, right? John Kerry loses, and we lost our Senate race. Tom Daschle was defeated that night, 2004. Democrats were wiped out. And it was like, I woke up the next day, went to the office, and I see Jim Messina. Jim Messina became Barack Obama's campaign manager. Everybody sitting around drinking, pissed off, And then it's like, you think it's the end of the world. And then you get asked dumb questions too. When you lose, everybody's like asking you dumb questions. We went to a press conference to concede the race. And we're in Alaska, no mind. First question out the gate: what took you guys so long to concede? Last time zone. Waiting for a rural vote. The rural vote in Alaska is like inaccessible land you got to fly to. Bounce and be flying to go to a location. So you go through that and then you come back, and then 2005 happened, and then Hurricane Katrina happened, and then Iraq War deteriorated, and then there was a takeover of the Congress. I worked races in New Jersey, in Virginia, and all over the place. So the road back, it's there, but a lot of it is kind of like acceptance. You lose, I was told us, message received. Voters spoke on election day. Message received. The message they wanted from us was they wanted us to be more centered in their lives. They didn't want the left or the right. They wanted politics, policies that were spoke to the center of their lives. We gotta get back. It's no problem. We've been here before. So, I read that to kind of go through that, get the good news stuff. You know, we're building for the future. Which brings me to township elections, the road ahead. We're borrowing from an idea. So this is the purple dot. This is a QR code. Our yard signs will look somewhat like this. We're borrowing from the Nebraska Democratic Party. They have this thing called the Blue Dot campaign, where they campaign in some hardcore conservative areas, and they don't really put up really yard signs of a person. They try to create a movement. Right? They created a movement actually around that blue dot to get candidates elected. We're going to go with the purple dot. We're running, toward Democrats, toward soft Republicans in this township election to get our one purple dot elected. We're going to go with a bullet vote strategy to get a Democrat elected this time, and that's somewhat the road ahead. I'll get into some of the gains we already have. We already have gains in this election. You can believe that because we worked through the summer and got people submitting their petitions. Right now we have Quinn Fulmer in the room. Yeah, he's running for Roselle Elementary, 13th. So, or no, 12th. Roselle 12 Elementary, and he's uncontested. Now, what I will suggest to Quinn, you're uncontested, and you're looking to probably run for Forest Reserve, build the name recognition. Join up under the Blue Dot campaign, to the Purple Dot campaign, and create palm cards and postcards, so you could build that name recognition as you're going into the other race. And then it helps our other campaigns when we're getting out the Democratic vote. So that's the plan this election, is to really maximize on our information, have everybody, even if they're in uncontested races, try to get out their vote, brand themselves, get to vote out in small areas. Terry Taylor, she's on our Zoom. I'll let her speak later. She's gonna speak in community later. Keeneyville School Board. We circulate petitions for her. She's on the challenge period this past yesterday. She wasn't challenged, so on to election she goes. She's not being challenged, so she's going to get elected to the Keeneyville School Board. Ian Nietzsche ran for re-election from Medina School Board elected. He's getting re-elected. He thought enough of it to bring somebody along with him. Maria Lisa Ketchum, she's going to join us. He brought her along, and she's not being challenged. And for the first time, the Democrats have taken over that board, have a 4-3 advantage there. Sonny Jutla, I mentioned earlier, College and Page. We have folks running all over library, Barbara Murray, Ashley Cook, running for the library, Asma Nizamadi, Azam's wife, running for the library for Bloomingdale. They contested race. We have candidates who just came here. Just a random folks who's running in Glendale Heights. Tom Barr has come to our meetings. Other folks, so we're going to be active in these down ballot races.
My wife is uncontested.
And your wife is uncontested?
Stream Library.
There it is.
Brought a friend, and he's uncontested.
Yep.
So is that gonna be a Democratic board?
It's bad.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, things like that. So we kept working through the summer. It was getting those signatures even when the focus was on the national. Stayed on